As I begin breaking down the D-Day Longest Day playset, I'm wondering to myself, is there any other playset that I can set up that requires a lot of sand? And yes, there is one that I could put together for you guys to see, but it's shifting gears and it's not World War II. Stay tuned. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Paul Knapp coming to you once again from the man cave. And yeah, I have a big pile of sand now and I just wasn't ready to put it away yet. So I was thinking, what other play sets can I do based around sand? So I think we're going to stick with Conte. I think we're going to go back in time, back to BC time with the Spartans. So here is the Battle of Thermopylae playset box that I had made. This is one of the first playset boxes that I had designed and made. Again, the battle map is on the front, just generic on the contents. Both a picture on the sides. Turn this here for you. Battle of Thermopylae. And the front side with the Spartan wall. So the reason I chose that to review now and build is because I got this big pile of sand out here and just wasn't ready to put it away. I'm going to keep up the blue sky background for you. Again, the table is a 5 foot by 6 foot, 2 folding tables put together. And I just have the blue tarp down to catch all the sand, also to look like water. Now, I will be honest with you, I have no idea what I put in this box. I know there's a lot of stuff in here. It's fairly heavy to get down. The only thing I'm sure of was my Conte Spartans, so I'm going to go through this box. Again, the reason I made these boxes was just to have a place to put all my toy soldiers from each era. But now that I'm going through and I'm organizing them and getting some numbers and figures and ideas on how much is in each playset box, you know, you can see here there's a ton of stuff in here. Now with the Battle of Thermopylae, I don't really think there's going to be many buildings or structures. You know, the battle took place outside near a water and a cliff. So this is probably going to be mostly figures and yeah, that maybe some chariots, I don't know. So I'm gonna have to do a little research, but what you can see here is just a lot of figures, and I'm gonna go through these and probably gonna do some painting and making things match like I do with my other play sets. So hope you enjoy this journey. So before I get into the specific figures that I'm gonna be adding to this play set, let's take a look at the diorama itself. Again, we have a 5-gallon bucket of sand that I'm working with. Really, all we're going to have is a backdrop of probably the rock formations, the cliffside, and then sand, and then the ocean would have been on this side. So pretty simple. Now I do have these 2 rock formations I could use as a backdrop here, but I have several more, but they're all painted gray from the other play set that I use them in. So I may pull those out just for picture purposes, but not include them in this. Or we might just go with just these 2, although that's not gonna really fill up the cliffside. So that's where I am right now. And I'm doing some research to determine who was all in the Persian army. So after going through the box, I first separated all my Romans, Roman cavalry, and everything that I thought would not go with this set, and I pulled out everything else that was not from the Roman era. When researching the Persian army, apparently they had a lot of different countries in there. Libyans, Serbs, Indians. So I really don't think you can go wrong when you're trying to create your Persian army. They had Egyptians as well. They even had some Greeks. that they conscribed into their army. So basically it was the Spartans versus everybody else, I think. I'm not real up on my Spartan history. So what I'm going to do is separate these again and just have Spartans in here versus everybody else. So here's what I have so far on the diorama. Again, I think we're just going to go with those rock formations. Now these are Atherton Scenic rock formations. I'm going to use that as my backdrop. And I had 3 of those left over from another playset, so I'm going to add it to this, and they will fit inside the box. I also added these little palm tree formations that I made several years ago, just with the foam base with sand, and those will kind of fill in the background so you don't see the sky line. And then that's really about it when it comes to structures. Gonna have to go through here and see what all figures I have. Now we're looking at probably a little bit larger on size since we're going with TSSD stuff and Conte stuff. So we're looking at probably closer to the 56 millimeter as opposed to 54. And you know, my girlfriend is always saying less is more, and I'm like, no, more is more, you know. But in this case, we have no buildings, we have no structures, we have no vehicles, you know. Maybe less is more on this set. Okay, so it's now day 2 working on this project, and after doing some research and watching the movies, I realized they had some type of rock wall that went from the cliffside to the beach area to the water that they built. So I came across this. This is a Civil War rock wall, but I thought this would work. Looks kind of built haphazardly, quickly. So I think that's kind of the way the story goes. So I'm just pulling that out. I painted it up and I'm using that. Again, we have our area, and now I'm working on the figures. Now when it comes to the figures, what I've decided to do is I'm not painting the Conte. That's just sacrilegious. You can't paint red Spartans. You got to keep them that way. And when it comes to the LOD ones, which are the same size, I have Trojans and Spartans. The Trojans are blue and the Spartans are tan, which poses a problem because I was going to paint all the enemy a tan color. I think I'm going to go with this Vallejo tan. So I'm not sure. I was going to keep the Spartans blue and red. The blue would be Athenians and the tan would be part of the enemy army. However, these are reversed. So I'd hate to paint all the blue tan and then the tan all red, but that might be what I have to do. So still in the planning stages. Okay, so I looked at my LOD figures, the Trojans and the Spartans. Now, the Spartans are supposed to be the tan figures, and the Trojans are the blue. However, I mean, these are flip-flop. These could go either way, obviously. So the archer molds and the dead guys, or dying, could go either way. So those could flip-flop. The only problem I have is with some of these figures. However, if these are supposed to be, you know, Trojans, I mean, this guy definitely looks like he could be a Spartan with that big shield and that helmet. And, you know, same with some of these guys here. And also I saw helmets and shields like this, almost like Vikings in blue. But then you also have them in tan. So I'm thinking I could probably just keep the blue as my Spartans or my Athenians, and then just, you know, paint these guys the darker tan that I wanted to, and make those guys the enemy army. There's going to be some issues maybe with like this guy's helmet and shield, but for the most part, they have all different types of helmets and shields. They're not like the regular Spartans that we're used to. So again, like these guys are just flip-flop colors. So if you can do that with these guys, why not with the rest of them? So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep these guys blue. I'm going to order some more from LOD and start building an army. Okay, a command decision has been made. So we're going to keep the blue as our Athenians that helped out the Spartans. We're going to keep the Conte red Spartans as my 300 Spartans. And then as far as our Persian army is concerned, I have the LOD female Amazons. I'm going to keep them turquoise. Probably going to order more of those. Then we have a mixture of different companies. You can see we have Egyptians here from Jeksan, I believe that's pronounced, Italeri, Rimza. And have some more LOD stuff we're going to paint. BMC actually put out some stuff, Egyptians, we're going to use those. Sarsens, I believe that's pronounced. I'm not killing these names. And some more Egyptians. So we're going to be painting all these to match, and these will be my Persian army, along with some expeditionary force ones that need to be painted as well. All right, well, I think we are done painting all the figures. I'm still waiting for one more order from LOD just to round out my Spartans, mostly the blue Athenians that I'm using. I found a couple of these chariots. They say BMC, but I think it's just a knockoff. I don't remember BMC ever having something like that. I did find the LOD chariots, so I'm going to add those to the Persian army as well. The Amazons will be with the Persian army as well, even though Amazons didn't really exist, but we're going to give them to the Persians just to make the Persian army look huge. And again, I'm not sure I'm liking the 3 rocks I have in back. I might just make a cliffside, a 2-piece cliffside to go behind that. But we're going to set these up, see what it looks like first. If it looks too then we're just going to, we may leave those and put a cliff behind it. I'll have to make it over the weekend. But for right now, oh, and these tents, these are just knockoff tents because I'm waiting for some 3D printed ones that look more like a Persian tent. But these weren't too bad, and they're a little bigger. So I thought they would go good with the 54 to 56 millimeter stuff, which most of this is. It's definitely not 1/32 scale. It's a little bigger, all these. So we're going to go ahead and start setting the battle up and see what it looks like. Okay, so I just received my order from LOD, and we got to add these guys to the mix. Okay, guys, so here we are on the playset. I have everything set up. I have the additional LOD items in there that I ordered, and I did get some BMC stuff, accessories. I ordered 3 horses for these chariots here, so I'm waiting for them to come in. I ordered a Persian looking tent, so I'm waiting for that to come in. It's 3D printed. But as I look at this, I am really not happy with those rock formations back there. So what I think I'm going to work on today, it's a Saturday, I'm going to work on making a real cliff side to make it look more like the cliffs that were there at Thermopylae. So I'm going to be getting rid of these 3 pieces. They won't be in the play set, and I'm going to make a long cliff side there out of foam and kind of take you through that process. and show you that. But yeah, those are gone today. Okay guys, since I finished the backdrop cliff side, I decided to, well, how about we start over again and rearrange these figures, fit them all in and make the sand a little larger. Also, I ordered some more stuff from Mick Sean's closet, so when those arrive, I'm going to have to repaint them this color. So we're just going to start over, but that's what's great about setting up these dioramas. You can just do it over and over again as many times as you like. But I like the way the back cliff turned out. It's definitely better than the those couple rocks I had in there from Atherton Scenics. I topped it off with some flat trees from Marks. These are reissue. So yeah, we're going to spread the sand out a little bit more and wait for the Mick Sean's closet order to arrive. And we have a toy soldier show coming up this weekend in Chicago. Okay, so I just returned this week from the Chicago Toy Soldier Show, and I picked up some things to add to this set, thanks to Joe Baker. I picked up some more Conte Spartans, so they were the same color, so I'm going to add those. And then I picked up 4 more boxes of Persians these are from Expeditionary Force. So these have to be built, and these were thanks to Mick Sean's closet. So I'm going to have to build these. So this is going to be put on hold until I can get them built and glued and put together and painted, hopefully this weekend. Well, guys and gals, I think it's time to actually sit down and play and have some fun and take some pictures and some videos. I think I have enough Persians here to make it look like a good army. I added, 36 new figures from Expeditionary Force that I picked up in Chicago. I added 16 more Spartans to go with my Spartan army. I revamped the play area, the diorama area. Of course, I made the cliff wall. So, one last thing. I got this 3D printed Asian tent. I thought this was cool. Now, the gentleman shows card here. It's called Tabletop Store 3D. It's on Etsy. He did mostly 28 millimeter stuff, but I asked him if he could do this in 32, 1/32 scale. And I just did a simple black wash on there because I didn't want to take a lot of time, but you could paint that up easily. But I wanted to have some type of Arabian type tent. So yeah, I think we're about ready to go to war. So I'll walk you through my progression here like I usually do, but I think it's time to have some fun. I'm tired of painting. Okay, so the first thing I did was build my Spartans coming through the pass with the shield wall started. They already lost one guy here at the front row, but we have 8 figures across, 5 deep, and yeah, so they're blocking the pass itself. Of course, I always put out the cavalry first because they take up the most space. So we have cavalry on both sides, just like the Persians. They're going to swarm from the sides. We have some chariots in the back row here. Chariots mixed in there, but so the cavalry are coming on both sides. They're gonna kind of do a pincer move here, and well, we got the tent set up in back. Got a few camels, so they're gonna be coming through, and the campfires are going. So that's where I am right now. I'm gonna find all the cavalry here and put them on. The only ones I'm debating on right now, if I have enough room, are the Amazons here. I do have 4 Amazon cavalry, so if I have space, we'll fit the cavalry on here and the Amazons. But if not, I think we might just go with what we have. Depends on space. Okay, so moving right along here, we have 2 pockets of Spartans that kind of broke away. We have King Leonidas here in the middle, surrounded by the last of his officers, I guess. And this group over here was getting attacked by bow and arrow. So these are all my bow and arrow guys that got hit. Here's what I have left to put out. Now these guys still have their spears, and these guys are down to their swords, so I figured they lost their spears by now. So I'm going to have to put these guys probably in this zone here somewhere. I found most of my cavalry riders, and still need to find some chariot riders for those 3. Of course, we have the Egyptians on camels, as well as some Egyptians over here and Persians coming in on this side. So I think I'm set, with the exception of my Amazons. Still not sure about those. So I think it's time to figure out where the last of my Spartans are going to be. The Athenians, which are in blue, they're going to be they're still going to be hiding behind the wall. I don't think too many of them are going to get out right now in the battle. Of course, they still have the pass blocked. So that's where we're at. We now have the Athenians decided to join the battle. We have some archers here lined up, ready to jump in. Of course, the priests and priestesses are in the back. We have some bow and arrow getting ready to fire. We have this line behind the wall, and we have a few that broke over the wall to help out the Spartans. So now it's just time to team up all these Persians to go to battle with these guys. So now it's getting pretty busy. We have a short line of bow and arrows, archers. Of course, they're the ones that targeted these guys. And then we have some long range archers back here, 3 rows of them. And this guy's saying, loose, let them go. And they're saying, no, our buddies are still out there fighting. And he's saying, I don't care. Of course, we got the tent back here for the king. And these guys are just kind of waiting in the wings to see if they get called out. We got some guys up here already starting the melee. So it's turning into a real battle here. And I think I'm going to run out of room real quick on this 5-foot by 6-foot table. I don't know if I'm going to get all these figures on. Okay, so it's looking pretty bleak for the Spartans right now. We got all the Persians in on it, and they're filling up my space pretty quick here. You can see the battle ensuing. They've kind of taken them over in the middle, all the Persians. The Athenians, they're still waiting on this side of the wall. The passage is still blocked, but these guys are going to have to get called into battle pretty soon to help them out. Again, we got the cavalry doing this pincer move on the sides. We have all the archers lined up, ready to set another volley in. Probably kill their own men at the same time, but I guess the last measure here to put this battle to an end would bring in the Amazons and bring in the Egyptians that have been hanging out back here, the foot soldiers. So we're going to fill them in between this area, and I think we'll be ready for some video and pictures. Okay guys, well there you go, full on war in the man cave right now. We have all the figures up. Still have some room in there. I didn't think I was going to have it, but we packed them in tight. Of course, the Spartans are losing here. Athenians are thinking about bugging out. Same with these guys in the past, but they're Spartans. They can't quit. Decided to put the Amazons in there. Matter of fact, they are leading the cavalry charge here. These are some kick-ass women. So we have a group of archers back here holding their position, but of course the Egyptians, they're just not sure about this working for the Persian kind of thing. They're just kind of chilling in the back, still debating on joining. But yeah, I like how this turned out. I'm glad I did it. I've had a lot of this stored up forever, and finally got to build a Battle of Thermopylae, my version anyway. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And Ken Syak, thank you so much for coming through with all the LOD stuff that I purchased from you. Mick Sean's Closet, again, majority of all these Persians are X-Force. So thank you for hooking me up like you always do. And guys, I'm going to leave you with a little video of the battle. And hopefully the Spartans can pull this out, but it's not looking good right now. As always, thanks for watching, and keep on collecting.